Hey guys, Camren Walling. Getting ready to, actually by this point, I'll already be married to Montanna.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. My name is Montanna and I'm getting married to Camren.
So I was invited with one of my best friends, Dylan Kellner, to go on a little trip down to Lincoln where we were supposed to hang out with his girlfriend at the time, and he said there's a possibility that her friend might be home.
I was studying one night, it was a weeknight, and I was with my college roommate and we were waiting for some pizza. I was in gym shorts, no makeup, bun on top of the head. They
had no idea that we were on our way, so we parked a little ways down the street and scared them a little bit.
They thought it'd be funny to scare us because obviously we were two college girls living by ourselves in this neighborhood. So a couple of times they knocked at the door and I went to go answer it and there was no one there. So I'm like, oh, maybe they had the wrong door. Okay, close the door. 5 minutes later, knocked in the door and no one was there. Oh my gosh, this is so obnoxious. Maybe the pizza guy at the wrong house or something.
And that was the first time we ever saw each other.
I don't want to scare her away. We've been friends for a long time. I don't want to change that today.
They have been bugging me about needing to meet him because they're like, oh, you guys will hit it off. It'll be so great. And I didn't want to meet him.
My first thought about Montanna was, wow. There's no way on this earth that she is gonna like me even the slightest bit.
And we kind of just hit it off. He was super quiet. Oh my gosh. I think I scared him with all my talking.
I was gonna leave with just a, bye, see you later. And she said, nope, get over here. I'm a hugger. That's really what kicked it all off.
So when he left, I remember sitting on the couch with my roommate at the time thinking, wow, you guys are jerks. Like, I really liked him. Like, that's so unfair. And she just kind of kept laughing. She's like, oh, you'll probably see him again. It's like, no, I won't. He's going to be leaving for the Navy. Like, he's going to be in another country for 10 months. There's no way I'm going to hear from him.
So while I was on deployment, I decided that I was going to write her a letter and send it through snail mail. Told her to email me, but I guess I put down the wrong email address.
He actually wanted me to email him back, but his handwriting is so chicken scratch that I couldn't read it. So I had to letter mail him back saying, I can't read your handwriting, please email me at this one if you want to talk. And he thought I was ignoring him because it took so long to get mail to him on the ship.
Within that probably month and a half that I waited for her to write me back, I thought there was no way I was even to hear from her again.
When I got the letter, I thought, wow, what an old soul. Like, I love that. Who writes letters nowadays? He's like, I loved meeting you. Please write me back if you want to be my pen pal. And it was just so sweet.
And she gave me her number to call her. And so I'd go down and call her from the ship. So our conversations were about 15, 20 seconds difference in time. So I'd say something and be waiting for her to say something that would have nothing to do with what I just said.
My favorite qualities about Camren, I would definitely have to say the top one that always seems to amaze me is his patience. I just wish I had even a quarter of Camren's patience. He is the most patient person I've ever met in my life. Something will frustrate me in 10 seconds and I just want to scream, so I usually just drop it and I go, Camren, I can't handle this. And he'll come over and he'll spend hours on it. Whatever I was doing that I couldn't do in 10 seconds, he'll spend hours trying to figure out for me. And I just love how much he can calm me down and bring me back to earth and say, you know, this isn't gonna kill you, so we can work on it, you'll be okay. And I just, oh, his patience just amazes me.
She will do anything for anybody, whether she knows them or not. You know, and she's just happy all the time, and her smile just brings out the best in you. Oh, pet peeves. I don't even know if I should say this on camera.
Camren farts excessively. And it's just not like your little poofs that you do. No, these are like raunchy, disgusting, like trucker farts. And they're like all the time. So it's not like, oh, you know, 8 o'clock at night, it's just the two of us sitting watching TV and he lets one rip, that's fine, whatever. But it's like in the middle of dinner when we're eating out with other people, or like when we're having a conversation with, you know, like my grandma and a couple of my aunts and uncles, he'll just like let one rip standing there. Oh, Camren, did that really need, you couldn't have walked outside and went and farted somewhere else? Like, oh.
My biggest pet peeve is when she brings her dishes home from work and doesn't wash them out before putting them in the sink. Because sometimes she'll fill up a little Tupperware with ranch and it'll sit in there for 3 or 4 days. The proposal. So she had no idea. We planned a little camping trip out to Memphis.
I am floored, first of all, that he could keep a secret for that long, and B, that he could coordinate that well, which I know I have to give props to my brother and sister-in-law for helping with that, and all my family members who were there that helped him.
I told her brother, Landon, to invite, you know, family, maybe a few friends out. So next thing you know, we get out there and everybody starts showing up. By the end, there had to be 80 people, I swear.
So more and more people kept showing up, and I remember telling someone like, wow, what is all my family doing here? Like, this is great. People must be so bored today that they're coming out to camp with us at Memphis. Awesome, like this is great.
So everybody was getting on to me about, when are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it? I said, well, after she eats, I'll do it because I know she's not gonna eat if I do it now.
So I remember standing and talking to Lauren. Lauren's like, oh, let's go over and talk to your grandma. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we can go over and sit by grandma. So we sat down and Lauren wouldn't sit down next to me. And I'm like, why don't you just come sit down next to me? And then I felt this like tap on my shoulder. And so I turned around and Camren was there on one knee.
I had Jeff play a song for her on the radio. And even that song, she still was clueless. And then probably halfway through the song, I went up and asked her to marry me.
And I'm pretty sure he's never gonna let me live it down. Yes, he had to ask me twice because I thought he was kidding the first time. So then he asked me the second time, and of course I said yes. And I stood up and hugged him, and he told me that actually this party was for you. We had planned the whole thing. Everyone's here for our engagement. That's what this weekend was all about. And that was just, oh, it was incredible. I wish I could relive it.
Wedding planning. That's a big question for Tana.
At first I did ask for his opinion on everything, and after a while, I remember him just being like, I trust you. Like, I think you'll make good decisions. You don't have to ask me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna maybe only ask you when I need to. So my family and his family have been incredible with helping things. So it's been a fun process getting to know people even more through wedding planning, and people reaching out and asking to help, and the people we've asked to be in our wedding. Like, I hope they know they mean so much to us, and that's why it's been fun.
I'm really looking forward to having all of our families together to celebrate us.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I cannot wait to get a donut. I am so excited about my donut wall, and I am so excited about our cake in the face little contest we got going on, because we're both very competitive with each other. So I think I'm really excited about those two things, obviously a donut, and that cake in the face, because I for sure want to win and give him a cake in the face so bad. It will be so satisfying.
Actually being able to call her my wife is gonna, one, be weird, but two, I just know it's gonna be incredible.
It's gonna be so fun starting a family with him and just making big decisions together. It's just so fun living life with him. I just love him.
Montana, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you at all, but that's my job. and you got to deal with it. I love you.
Camren, thank you for loving me. Thank you for being my person. Thank you for being my best friend.